China experimented with the concept of barefoot talk. Can you think, do you think that that sort of a thing can also be implemented in the Indian context?
You're fond of reading self-help books.
Yes, sir.
What are the books you've read? Name a few.
And suppose somebody will do from the private university or college, how much they have to pay generally as of now?
May I come in, sir?
Please come in. Please come in.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Now, please be seated.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
What's your height, by the way?
6 feet, sir.
6 feet. Wonderful. So, can you tell us something about yourself? I mean, we have gone through a DA, but try to spell about yourself.
Yes. Sir, my name is Dr. Shrikrushna. I hail from Buldhana district of Maharashtra. It is at the base of Satpura Hills. I did my schooling from my hometown Jalgaon Jambur. After that, I did MBBS from Indira Gandhi Government Medical College, Nagpur. Post that, I have worked as a medical officer in Pune Municipal Corporation during the COVID period. And currently, I am working as a casualty medical officer in Cantonment Hospital in Pune. And sir, my hobbies include watching Test cricket and reading self-help books.
I'll tell you one thing. Like, you are from a family of agriculturists.
Yes, sir.
It's a different issue. Your father has been has been an agricultural laborer, in
Yes,
fact,
sir.
you know, and you have done so well. And we pray that you do very well in the
you, sir.
in this examination also. Now, tell me one thing. Like, what afflicts medical attendance in the country? How can you improve accessibility of what you call or medical aid to the citizenry at large?
Sir, I can say that, sir, the accessibility of healthcare services at the grassroots level is there are several challenges. One is regarding the human resources. The 80% of the 70 to 80% of the doctors are accumulated in the urban sectors and not in the rural. Secondly, sir, paramedic staff, the ratio is not that much. And thirdly, I can say, sir, the resources, the essential medicines are not present at sometimes at the government facilities, even in the rural sector as well. So that has led to a kind of barrier between the accessibility, and some remote areas like the tribals and backward sections, they also lack accessibility to the healthcare services.
Having known the challenges, how do you think you can ensure that people have access to the medical facilities? Let us say we make you, in the context of, I would not be talking about the country, let us talk into the Maharashtra.
Yes, sir.
What are the steps that you can take as a minister, as a health minister of Maharashtra, that the people, whether they are tribals or they are non-tribals, they are in the rural area or in the urban area, they have proper access to health?
Sir, it will need a multi-pronged approach. First of all, sir, we have a infrastructure present, but human resource, we need to have mandatory the rural postings which are given to doctors. We will have to implement it strictly. Secondly, sir, regarding technology can be a savior in this aspect. We can have telemedicine as well as the AI chatbots which can help in providing healthcare services to the far-flung areas. Thirdly, sir, I can say that the budget for healthcare sector is around not that much, like 2.1% is spent by center and state combined. So that can be increased. And fourthly, sir, the outreach services which the ASHA Anganwadi workers and ANMs provide, they can be the backbone of providing the last mile connectivity, sir.
China experimented with the concept of barefoot doctor. Can you think, do you think that that sort of a thing can also be implemented in the Indian context?
Sir, I am not exactly sure of the barefoot doctors concept.
Right. You have opted for anthropology,
Yes, sir.
right? What are the areas of similarities between medical education and anthropology?
Sir, I can say that anthropology has 4 branches, and majority of the branches has similarity with the medical education. From the physical anthropological part, we can say that we follow the kinanthropometry, the anthropological metrics of the patients. Like in pediatrics, we have growth charts for malnutrition. Secondly, sir, the socio-cultural anthropology, which determines the social determinants of the health. like the tribals in Nagpur region, they have high prevalence of sickle cell anemia, which is because of their genetic prevalence and consanguineous marriages. Thirdly, sir, regarding the linguistic anthropology, I can say that, sir, the patients language and their culture around themselves, they determine the prevalence of certain diseases and cultural practices which can lead to that diseases. These are some of the similarities between medical education and anthropology.
Right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Shri Krishna,
Yes, sir.
you've been a COVID warrior.
Yes.
Tell me the challenges, what you faced.
So the first challenge, I can say that it was bed availability. We had surplus patients and the beds were very much limited.
You're talking about 20 or 21?
Sir, 21.
Both 2021?
First wave and the second wave, sir.
Okay, which was more severe?
Second wave was
Okay,
Christmas.
so let's talk about the second one.
Yes, sir.
Challenges.
Sir, in second wave we had bed challenges. Secondly, sir, the oxygen crisis which was there, we had very limited capacity of the oxygen. And thirdly, I can say that, sir, with the variant of the virus which was impacting more peoples and it was spreading like a wave, so the containment has been a major challenge for us during that
So
phase.
how did you go about it? What was the strategy?
Sir, for the bed related issues, we had war rooms. The municipal corporation had the war room, and on that room they were having centralized bed availability, and from that we can send patients to different hospitals. Regarding the oxygen crisis, sir, the municipal corporation has arranged it from the neighboring states like Gujarat. And regarding the containing the spread, the municipal corporation has came up with strategies like lockdown as well as the curb in the movement from night curfew. Like these were some of the steps taken.
Okay. So are any steps being taken so that such things do not occur again in future, or we have gone over to sleep again?
Sir, we are negotiating a pandemic treaty at the WHO level. At the national level also, sir, we have been coming up with standard operating procedure regarding if there are any zoonotic or pandemic diseases which can occur. And if we look at the healthcare infrastructure, we have increased our healthcare spending. The bed to population ratio is currently increased, but still we need to go by the WHO recommended ratio of 3:1,000 population. And the doctor to population ratio in India is currently 1:834, which is better than the WHO ratio. So we are certainly moving towards having robust healthcare.
Okay. You have also attended LO Ayush Symposium.
Yes, sir.
What were the highlights of that?
Sir, the symposium was arranged to see how we can integrate allopathy and Ayush so that we can provide integrated healthcare system to the
So
patient.
Ayush includes what all?
Sir, it includes Ayurveda, yoga and naturopathy, homeopathy, Siddha and Unani. So the symposium was for checking the feasibility of integrating allopathy and Ayush, and there were many case presentations how we can include, like in surgical practices, the Ayurveda has Shar Sutra, which can be used for anorectal surgeries. So it has less relapsing cases compared to the allopathic surgeries. So that was one presentation. Secondly, sir, there were presentations regarding, because of the steroids given to the patients, sometimes they have immunity suppression. In that phase, we can give them allopathic Ayush medicines to improve their immunity and get rid of that immunity suppression because of the steroids. So these were some of the highlights of the symposium.
There is general reluctance in the minds of the doctors, the allopathic doctors, to accept other pathies. So what can be done about that?
Sir, the reluctance is majorly based because the Ayush does not have that much evidence-based medicines which the allopathic has. The clinical trials, preclinical trials are not that much happening in the Ayush sector. So to negate that, I can say that we need similar kind of infrastructure for research and development in the Ayush, as well as the regulations. We need clinical trials for Ayush sectors. And thirdly, I can say that as recently Supreme Court has issued warning to the Patanjali. So the quacks and regarding the medicines which does not have scientific backing, their regulation has to be very much stricter.
Okay. You're fond of reading self-help books.
Yes, sir.
What are the books you've read? Name a few.
So recently, I have read "Man's Search for Meaning" by by Viktor Frankl, and apart from that, I have read "Mindset" by Dr. Carol Dweck and "Atomic Habits" by James Clear.
Okay. So just give me 3 lines about atomic habits
Yes,
and the graph, how it changes.
yes.
Increment 1 and decrement 1.
So Atomic Habits talks about how to inculcate good habits. It talks about 4 steps, like we should have first have a cue, then craving, then we should have response and reward to systematically build new habits. And regarding it talks about the law of 1%. If we improve 1%, then over a year it compounds and we can have improvement of around 37%. And if we not improve by 1%, then over a year it can compound to have negative effect of around. I'm
Okay.
not exactly sure, sir.
Right. What is the difference between a thought, thinking, and emotion?
Sir, I can say that thought is something which goes through your mind, like about anything which comes to your mind, that can be said as thought. But thinking is more of a conscious thought, how you think about that in holistically, the positives, the negatives, and the constructive aspects, that can be called as
It's a
thinking.
chain which is triggered by the thought, is
Yes,
it?
sir.
Okay.
And emotions, I can say, these are the responses to the external or internal stimuli, which can be internal stimuli, can be thought or thinking. The reaction which we give to that, it can be manifested in the emotions.
So what comes first, thought or the emotion? Is the emotion first and the thought later, or thought first, emotion later?
Sir, I can say thought comes first.
As a doctor, is uh, emotion a chemical? What is it? What is emotion?
Sir, emotion is a feeling which can
No,
occur because
that's
of,
okay,
yes.
but is it a chemical?
Sir, it can occur because of the hormones which can be released, like we have adrenaline, which is called as the fight and the flight hormone. So that can lead
What
to
part of the brain is responsible for emotions?
the limbic system.
Okay. Right. There is a little tiff between China and America on Arunachal Pradesh.
Yes.
Now, what is the Chinese name of Arunachal Pradesh? Are you aware?
Sir, China claims that Arunachal is the part of the Tibet, and it claims that
No. Arunachal Pradesh is part of
Tibet,
China.
China is,
Okay.
and
And who is objecting to it?
Sir, India objected it. At the same time, USA also said that Arunachal Pradesh is an integral part of India, and China should not claim on the Arunachal Pradesh.
Okay. So the reports also say that China has occupied a lot of space in Arunachal Pradesh.
Yes.
So what can we do about it?
Sir, I can say that, sir, we need a multi-pronged approach there. On the international front, we can have dialogue and diplomacy with China to have confidence building measures. On the grassroots level, on the border areas, we can have border infrastructure. Like recently, we have inaugurated a tunnel from Tezpur to the Tawang region, so that our military presence can be increased in that region. Thirdly, sir, the programs like Vibrant Village program, through which we can have villages, we can provide modern infrastructure to the bordering villages, so that our presence at the ground level can be increased, sir.
Okay. UP Board Madrasa Education Act 2004. According to them, they have as many as 25 lakh students studying in madrasas, and there are about 25,000 madrasas, right?
Yes.
And High Court have very recently in UP called them unconstitutional.
Yes, sir.
What is your view and what can be done to the students?
Sir, I can say that, sir, our preamble talks about the secularism, and we should provide secular education. So, if the madrasas are providing secular education and not imposing the religious education, then that can be allowed. But if they are not allowing the secular education, then the verdict of the High Court is good, and we can. But at the same time, we should take care that the students which are at the madrasa, they should be incorporated in the formal school educations.
Okay, and what about the teachers? The student go, what about the teachers of madrasas?
Surely, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Shri Krishna, now my questions to you. Still, you are working in a medical profession.
Yes, sir.
You have selected in the government seat. Don't you think that you have blocked a bona fide student who have really want to serve the nation or country or the society as a professional doctor? Why you come for civil services?
Yes. Sir, I don't think that it will be a waste of seat. If I come to civil services, I can say that it is like a capital expenditure. If I work as a doctor, then my area of interest will be limited only to that hospital. But coming into the civil services, I can have multiplier effects on other social determinants of the health, like sanitation, malnutrition, education. At the same time, I can, in the initial stages, can implement policies better for the healthcare sector, and in later stages can come up with policies which can help my fellow doctors to improve the healthcare outcomes of these countries.
Then I think you should directly come for the civil services rather than go for the medical courses. Why should you waste one seat for that regular student?
So for that, I can say that it was because of my socio-economic background. I wanted to have some kind of plan B if civil services does not work. That's why.
Fine, fine. Now coming to that, the AIMS Delhi and other parts of the AIMS of the country, why it is so much burden of patient in AIMS Delhi?
Sir, I can say that the burden of patients in AIMS is because, firstly, sir, the quality of services which are provided by the AIMS. Secondly, sir, I feel that at the same time the primary and the secondary healthcare of India, they are somewhat lacking in their capacity. So the patients generally come to end stages and they had to be referred to the tertiary care. That's why we have seen surge of the patients in tertiary, and our healthcare system is in total is more focused on the treatment aspect. We are not focusing on the preventive or the primordial care aspects. If we can focus on that, then we can take care of the patients at the primary and secondary level, so that the load on tertiary care can be reduced.
My next question, that farmer suicide cases in Maharashtra is so much. As a district magistrate, suppose you are a district magistrate, how can you curb this kind of incident in your district?
So the farmer suicides are majorly in the Vidarbha and Marathwada region, which is mainly dependent on the monsoon. So we need climate resilient agriculture, so that instead of cash crops we can grow millets. Secondly, sir, I think the the agri-allied activities are not that much developed in that region. If we can develop that activities like poultry culture, then pisciculture, then that can help to secure the income of the farmers. Thirdly, I can say that, sir, the social customs like dowry and exorbitant expenditure on the marriages of daughters, if we can bring awareness among the people regarding anti-dowry practices, then that can lead to decreased burden on the fathers. At the same time, sir, again, sir, formal credit is not that much in that sector. Informal money lenders charge hefty amounts like interest around 25 to 50%. So if we can give credit to the formal linkages, then that will help to reduce the farmer suicides.
Farmers are sitting again on dharna and pradarshan.
Yes, sir.
And initially you can see that government has taken back the farmer laws.
Yes,
So
sir.
why it is again that come these farmers sitting on that dharna and pradarsan?
Sir, currently the farmers were sitting on dharna for majorly demanding legal guarantee for the MSP. At the same time, they are demanding that farmers should be given pensions. So these were some of their demands, and they were also apprehensive of the committee which government has formed for the MSP. It has not come up with some recommendations. That's why they have come to the dharna.
You have opted anthropology as an optional subject.
Yes, sir.
So my question is, why Neolithic period is called to be a Neolithic revolution?
Sir, the agriculture become the dominant economic activity during the Neolithic period, and that has resulted into the sedentary lifestyle and development of the civilization which humans have. So that's why Neolithic is called as the revolutionary periods.
You play cricket,
Yes.
or maybe your hobby is test cricket.
Yes, sir.
So do you think that 50 overs cricket or 20 overs cricket is tarnish the image of test cricket?
Sir, yes, sir. To certain extent, I can say that because of the fast-paced nature of one day and the T20 cricket, Test cricket has taken a backseat. But at the same time, sir, we the cricket enthusiasts know that Test cricket is the original it's the original and real form of cricket, which takes the patience and perseverance. And with the cricketing superpowers like India, Australia, England, they are promoting Test cricket. So that is a good step to have promoting the Test cricket, sir.
So when is that first test was played in the world, with the first test?
Sir, I am not exactly.
Do you aware of that? When is that India played first time in the test match? Under which captaincy?
No, sir. I'm not very sure.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Just one or two small points. You don't have to use the word sir, sir, sir every now and then.
Okay, sir.
Once is enough. And then hand gesture, particularly the left hand. Continuously you are moving your left hand.
Yes.
If you can be mindful of that. And socks you can wear
Yes, sir.
black. Huh? Otherwise,
Thank you, sir.
Shri Krishna,
Yes, sir.
I have asked few questions related to your hobby, like test cricket.
Yes, sir.
So you are aware of that these things, like that what happened in the past in the test cricket especially. And related, I haven't asked about that world ranking of India and other countries. Even the test match ranking of that, even all the batsmen and bowlers.
Yes.
So you have to aware of these things.
Sure, yes.
Even from that Neolithic period, which I have asked about the question, that culture has a different role at that time. The tools at that time are microlith,
Yes, sir.
which was helped during the time of revolution, or you can say that agriculture working or artisan work that has been done during the period. So you need to go through that, means like a basic of anthropology and all.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
When is the interview?
Sir, 2nd April.
2nd April. So you got 3 or 4 days to go.
Yes, sir.
And then by and large, we are impressed with the way you have been answering our questions. It's you've analyzed the questions very well and you put up a very cogent reply. And we must compliment you for that and keep that spirit.
Yes, sir.
Why I'm trying to say that, because perhaps because I was looking to a background also. So that also helps you a lot, that you have much more knowledge of the realities of the ground reality, and that will be a bonus in your case. So you keep it up.
Yes, sir.
Right? This is number one. I even liked the way you answered why IAS or why the civil service. I really like the answer. There was one area where I think I need to caution you about, especially in terms of the fact that you said Patanjali and other quacks. I'm not a votary of Patanjali, but Patanjali and quacks perhaps
Yes, sir.
they do not make a.
I also thought that.
So be careful. Be careful about passing judgment.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
until unless the Supreme Court declares it to be a quack.
Yes, sir.
They're only talking to advertisement and untested and all those things, which I need not be telling about. Now, there was another question about China occupied large space in Arunachal Pradesh. Now, this is a statement that is coming from the board. But perhaps you should agree or disagree with what the board is saying, apart from your measures to control it has been very good, especially in terms of the tunneling and immediately, I mean, responding to the situation, and then what you call strengthening the border, etc. Because there are certain official statements also in which the government says that there is no incursion.
Okay.
You read that, in fact, especially the army commander has also said that no incursion. I'm not getting the merits of that,
Yes, sir.
but this is the official stance.
Okay.
So perhaps not try to correct the board, but you can always say, sir, yeah, I mean, this is an issue in which this.
Yes, sir.
Rather than state, no, sir, I do not agree with you, not at all. You never said that. But don't accept this situation also.
Okay.
Don't accept the situation also.
Surely, sir.
So you can put it and then go through these statements, etc. Also the government, the stance the government is taking, because this is a very sensitive issue. But it's a fact that China, by and large, has been trying to include the entire Andhra Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, etc., Tawang, etc., into their territory. Whenever they publish a map, and then whenever a team has to go, so they will staple the visa. They will not give you a visa. They'll do a stapling of your permission, and then they will say that this is my land. Why do I have to give a visa?
Yeah.
So all those issues are there. So try to understand that. Understand. If at all this comes, just go through that.
Okay.
But by and large, I'm very happy with the way you have been interacting, even on the issue of agriculture, etc. I mean, everywhere your answers are very balanced, and so you must keep it up.
Okay.
And especially about your what do you call? Would you put in the same suit, or you would
No,
be
sir. I have
right. Go well, and you're very confident. You answer very well. You have a lot of composure and everything.
Yes.
And just sit down, be calm.
Yes, sir.
You are calm. Just go by that principle, huh?
Yes, sir.
Go well prepared. Try to read the morning. When the second half or the first half?
Morning, sir.
Morning, doesn't matter. You can look into the apps also and see some of the important news, so that you are not failing. In fact, all of a sudden they ask you something, so you should be able to answer that.
Yes, sir.
But by and large,
Thank you, sir.